With me today is Rebecca Fretty. Rebecca is with pinkimperfection.com. Her email is rebecca@pinkimperfection.com, or Twitter is rbfretty @rbfretty, and Fretty is spelled Fretty in case you're interested. Rebecca is a brand expert, having spent the last 25 years helping Fortune 50 companies as well as tech startups and some service industries build and revitalize their brand stories, but for the purposes of driving growth. And she has a lovely little model that has 4 points, a 4-point process that helps you get to where are the opportunities, what's the connection, what's the brand, and how do we as a team get some commitment and focus on that one. Now, I've long believed that we needed to take this concept of brand from the typical brand marketing and turn it to a personal side. So this is my passion, and Rebecca's been kind enough to go along with me on that one, and to take this knowledge about brands and great brands and translate it into what does it mean when it's me that I'm trying to market or brand. And I want to pick up, Rebecca, with 2 different things that you said. The first thing you said is great brands decommoditize. And I actually think that's what the personal branding space is really about. It's a way of decommoditizing me or distinguishing me from the crowd. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that would be the lovely story. That would be the nice goal, the aspiration, I guess we should say. And then the second thing that it strikes me, and what I want to explore, is go back to your 4-point model of how do you develop what a brand is. You said that what's the function that we're delivering, and in the personal branding side, that's likely to be the expertise, the thing that you're known to be able to do and deliver. Then 2, what's the personality? And if we translate that, what's the tone and the manner with which you do things? 3, what's the highest order emotional value you deliver to your consumer? We need some help on that one. And then 4, what's the discriminator? Right. So let's take each of those 4 and apply them to a personal brand. So number 1, this functional delivery, the brag board. What do you think that would look like in terms of a personal brand?
So I think, and I'll just stick to the typical marketing person, but I think you can do this in any function. This is your job description. I do briefs for the agency. I come up with, promotion plans. These are all the functional things. I organize the consumer immersions. I write reports. I do brand architecture. What are all of the basic functions that you are required to do and to deliver on an annual basis? And part of that can be the things that you're asked to do, and then the things that you volunteer to do, or things that you take to the next level, so that you put down all the stuff you do. Because so often I think we get these job descriptions, or we get a project put in front of us, and it's big fat words, and then does anybody really know all the things that you had to do to actually make that happen? So I think that's where you get the fun part, and that's why I love calling it the brag board, of really put down everything it took to manage the sales meeting. Does anybody really understand all that stuff, so that you can really understand yourself what you're doing? And then you can also start to see, these are the things that I think actually delivered the most value back to the company. These are the things where I felt most valued. These are the things where I feel like I could really make a difference. So you're starting already at the very beginning to start to see what's uniquely you, whether it's what you're good at, what you like doing, or where you think you're adding most value. So really spend some time putting it all down.
Okay. Now, it strikes me that most people, when they get ready to do self-promotion or self-marketing, or raising their profile or increasing their brand, pick any one of those words, that what they do is they go back to what have I delivered. And I like what you said is it's not just what I delivered. Yes, that's important, but it's all the things I had to do in order to deliver that. And it reminds me of one person that I was coaching around a particular promotion. She was in the service industry, a woman in this particular case, and it was hard to quantify her value. And part of what we had to do was to get her to articulate all the things that she did that enabled someone else to generate revenue.
Mm-hmm.
And once she could articulate that, once you can identify it, then you can put some metrics behind it. And on the back of that, actually got a promotion. So it strikes me we get the surface of this, but we don't get enough depth on it to really understand where it is. As you said, we're adding value to the company, where you uniquely make a difference.
Completely agree. You launch a new product. You're the product manager on a new product launch. What were the steps that where did you block and tackle? Where did you unleash an insight? How did you solve the problem? Was the product launch just one heck of a fire drill, and so you are the world's greatest fire person? Like, you can put out fires better than anybody else. These are the kind of details, and that's why you want to go into so much, detail, and not just, I launched, the next flavor of Suave shampoo. What specifically was happening on all of these innovation launches that you really, this is your specialty. This is where you're really uniquely delivering in a way that the company should step up and notice, or they have noticed, and that's what's driving your career.
Okay. All right. So in my words, that would be your expertise, but it's
Correct.
Beyond I'm an expert in finance. It's down to a much, much more specific. I'm an expert in delivering financial metrics that help drive the business in a way the business can understand in these kind of circumstances.
Right.
I just
I'm
made that one up.
an expert at finding gross margin optimization.
Okay. I love that. Great.